Hello world, welcome to another episode of my weekly rant about ideas to change our African mindsets. My name is Emmanuel Kirunda, a three-time author of books about changing our African mindsets. Today I'll be discussing how our lack of self-awareness leads us to waste time and effort on matters that should have little importance to us as Africans. As the Americans were waiting to find out who their next president would be, the whole process brought back memories of when I used to live in the US. The election of 2000 found me studying in the US. As a young, passionate college student back then, me and my friends were emotionally and actively involved in protesting the outcome of the Bush-Gore vote fiasco in Florida. When within a year of that election, September 11th happened and the Patriot Act was enacted, my life as a foreign student in America was directly affected. Specifically, I remember going to the school library and finding out that I could not take out or read certain books because the government had rendered them sources of anti-American information that should be out of bounds for international students. During that time, the policies of the US president directly affected me, and I developed a specific inclination towards certain policies by any would-be American president. When the 2008 elections came and ushered in Obama, I was drawn to liking him not because of any policies concerning my situation in America, but largely because of the fact that his father came from Africa just like me. So I saw Obama as half African, and his policies were of secondary interest to me. Years later, when I left the US and started living in Africa, I came across information that had escaped me while I was living in the US. I came to understand that because George Bush was a conservative Christian, many African Christians who tend to be conservative liked his conservative policies, and he did more to support health initiatives across the continent more than any American president, including Obama. In fact, when I visited Ghana and found out that one of the biggest highways in the capital, Accra, is named after George Bush, it brought everything into perspective. And the perspective is that as an African in Africa, the most important issue that should interest us in the American presidents is what the president's policies are towards Africa. It is very possible that a president who is good for Africa is bad for America. So, as I witnessed the election fight between Trump and Obama, Trump and Biden, I kept debating with people about how different either man's policy would be towards Africa. I might be wrong, but I don't think there is any tangible policy difference towards Africa between the two men. Therefore, as an African, we should be more self-aware and not invest too much of our emotions in something of little consequence to our reality. What is more prudent is for us to realize that the most pressing issue right now, and what is bound to be for the foreseeable decades to come, is the influence of China on the continent. We should spend our emotions and intellectual debates on what the Chinese influence will mean for our children and grandchildren. Is it good or bad? All our countries are drowning in Chinese debt, and there are more than 1,000 Confucian centers that China has built all over the continent to influence African culture. Is all this Chinese influence facilitating our self-determination and independence or not? Do you actually believe that another culture or group of people can work to help you be independent? The last time foreigners influenced Africa this much was not the Americans, but rather the Europeans in the 19th century. Was that a good thing or not? So, this time around, how are we strategizing about the foreign influence? So, whether it is Biden or Trump, let us not get carried away. We are not Americans, and the problems we have on the ground in Africa are immense, and they have nothing to do with the American president. They require our full attention and creativity. Let us not lose focus. Thank you for watching, and remember, changing our mindsets is the real struggle.